San Diego Padres baseball coming up on 97.3 The Fan and the Padres Radio Network. Today the Padres take on the Colorado Rockies in the second game of a three-game series. Our starting pitching matchup today for the Rockies, right-hander Chase Dolander, and for the Padres, left-hander Kyle Hart. Hi again, everyone. Sam Levitt with you inside the newly renovated loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. First pitch coming up at 6:40 for Game 2 of this three-game set between the Padres and the Rockies. Coming up in the next 50 minutes, we'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. We hear from tonight's DH, Gavin Sheets. We hear from Jackson Merrill, who will receive a Silver Slugger Award before today's game. And we'll also check in with Padres radio voice Jesse Agler. But first, it's time to set the table. Brought to you by Fraser Farms Market. Set your table with the highest quality of natural and organic products from Fraser Farms Market, a San Diego original since 1971 with 3 locations, La Mesa, Vista, and Oceanside, and at FraserFarmsMarket.com. Padres are 11-3 to begin the season, the best record in Major League Baseball. Padres a perfect 8-0 here at home. It's the first time the Padres have ever started 8-0 at their home ballpark. With a win here tonight, the Padres would match their best 15-game start in franchise history at 12-3. The other time they did that was 1998, and of course, that was the last time the Padres went to the World Series. Meanwhile, the Rockies come in 3-10, the worst record in the NL, and tied for the worst record in baseball so far this year. Last night, the Padres began a 6-game homestand on a high note.
Did you miss what happened in the last Padres game? Let's take a look back with our Padres Rewind on the Padres Radio Network.
Last night of the series opener, Nick Pivetta and German Marquez matched zeros for the first half of the game. We still had a scoreless game heading to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Xander Bogaerts led off with a single. He stole second. That set things up for Jose Iglesias.
2-1. Iglesias hits it fair up the first baseline into right field. Bogaerts rounding third. He's going to score an RBI single for Jose Iglesias against his old team. His first RBI as a Padre and the first run of this game. It's 1-0.
Padres were far from done. There were 2 on later in the inning for Elias Diaz.
Here's the 2-1, swung on, lined up the middle, and into left center, a base hit. Iglesias has scored. Hayward speeding around third. He's going to score. How about Elias Diaz against his old team? A 2-run single, his second knock of the night, and the Padre lead is 3-0.
Fernando Tatis Jr. single. That sent Diaz to third base. Then this happened.
Fernando at first hitching to run. There he goes. Pitch to Manny is a ball. Throw to second. Into center field. And Diaz will come in to score. Wow. Putting pressure, getting results, and now 4-0.
Tatis was still on second base for Manny.
1-0 meanwhile to Manny, who laces one down the left field line. Fair into the corner. Hernando's going to walk home as it went up over the little wall for a rule book double. 5-0 San Diego, and some very loud noises here in the fifth.
Iglesias came up again, still in the fifth inning. He capped the rally.
0-1. The pitch. Iglesias out in front, bounces it towards the left side, charged by McMahon. He's got no play. Just picks it up, puts it in his pocket. An infield single for Iglesias, and a 6-0 Padre lead as Machado crosses home.
A 6-run, 6-hit bottom half of the fifth inning. In the bottom of the sixth, it was Nando.
No balls and a strike for Nando. Sends one in the air, deep to left center field. Wow. Home run into the bullpen, and just an absolute no-doubter for his third of the year. Padres had done basically everything but that, and now they do, and it's 7-0.
In the seventh inning, Gavin Sheets put on the finishing touch.
Sheets has been aboard twice with a single and a walk. Hits this one in the air to deep right field. Martini's going back at the wall. He's looking up. It's going to go. Gavin Sheets with his second of the year. Sellout crowd at Petco gets to party in the fog as the Padre lead is stretched to 8-0.
Padres had an 8-0 lead. The other big story in this game, Nick Pivetta, he was terrific. 7 scoreless innings, 3 hits allowed. He struck out 10. Final score last night on a foggy evening at Petco Park. The Padres 8 and the Rockies 0. Pivetta, Yuki Matsui, and Alec Jacob combining for a 3-hit shutout. As we get ready for first pitch coming up at 5:40 here at Petco Park, let's go inside the Jerry Coleman Broadcast Center.
Let's take a trip up to the Padres broadcast booth for a deep dive on today's matchup with Jesse Agler in our Padres game preview on the Padres Radio Network.
Jesse, let's start with a look back at that fifth inning last night, because I thought it was maybe the most fun inning I've seen the Padres play this season offensively, and that's saying something because they've had a lot of fun offensively. What'd you think about the way they strung hits together and like they like to say, applied pressure in that fifth inning? It was a lot of fun to watch.
You know what, the fun thing about it is I think you could argue it actually began in the fourth inning. And Tony and I talked about this a little bit, I think, in retrospect last night. But you remember Gavin Sheets got thrown out to end the fourth, trying to advance to second base on a ball in the dirt. Part of his calculus in trying to advance there was the fact that the count had gone to 2 strikes on Xander Bogaerts. And so, you get an opportunity to maybe be a little bit extra aggressive there. All right, he's thrown out, but then Xander gets to begin the next inning with a clean count and not behind 0-2 or whatever it was and 2. And then Xander, leads off with a single, steals second base, and they were off to the races. So kind of neat that was a little bit of a part of it also. And then, you add on the fact that catcher's interference was just huge. You have a young backstop. He makes a mistake. It looked like it was going to be a double play. It obviously would have totally changed the complexion of the inning. But instead, you got first and second, nobody out. And then they just got rolling, and they did what they do. Another error by the catcher made later. Kind of looked like the game was really speeding up on him. And the Padres just took full advantage. And as we said at the end of the night last night, I mean, this team so far this year, particularly here at home, if you open the door a crack, not only do they open it all the way, they kick it right into your face. And that's what the Rockies saw in the fifth inning last night.
Yeah, great point. They continue to take advantage of seemingly every opportunity. Switching gears to tonight's game, left-hander Kyle Hart will make his third start of the season. Jesse, it's been mixed results. The first start was pretty solid. Second one in Chicago, not so good. How do you frame this start here tonight for Kyle Hart?
It's an opportunity to try and get back on the horse. And look, I don't think that the Padres are asking, too much of Kyle Hart in the big picture sense, right? A 7 shutout would be great. If he goes out there and pulls up Pivetta, certainly we'd all be celebrating that. But that's not necessarily, what they're asking of him, I don't think, in this spot in the rotation. They're asking him to go out there and keep the team in the game. What that might be tonight could be different than what it is in his next start, could be different the one after that. But keep the Padres in the game. And, not to burn up the bullpen too much, obviously, goes along with that as well. So, He's a back of the rotation guy, really just getting his feet wet for real in the major leagues right now. I know he's 32, and he does technically have big league experience in 2020. But I think really in a realistic sense, this is the start of his, kind of true major league career. So let him go out there, pitch to his strengths, be on the attack. That's something we hear all the time that they want from all these guys. And just keep the team in the game and try and get as deep as you possibly can.
Jesse, quickly on the other side of this pitching matchup, right-hander Chase Dolander on the mound for Colorado, ranked as the Rockies' top prospect, a guy they're expecting big things from over the course of time. And I'll tell you what, Jesse, if you would have asked me a couple of years ago against the Rockies and a guy that the Padres have never seen, you might be saying, because it seemed for a while like the Padres struggled against guys like this. But with the way the offense is going right now, I feel like you have a lot of confidence in what they can do against a young pitcher that's just getting his feet wet.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely a time there, you're right, where it seemed like every kind of random guy most people had never heard of would go out there and have some success. It seemed also like a lot of those guys were soft tossers, which is not the case with this guy. I mean, he's going to be living in the mid-upper 90s with that hard slider-type cutter, whatever it is that he throws along with it, and he's an electric arm. So, I'm interested and excited to see him. He's the highest-ranked pitching prospect the Rockies have ever had since 1993 when they entered the National League. So, we all know about the challenges of having to pitch in Colorado. We'll see how that wears on this young fellow as time goes on and his career gets rolling. But an opportunity to see his second major league outing at what is obviously a pretty good pitcher's park. And it'll be fun because he's got an electric arm, and the Padres have an electric offense. So let's see how it all shakes out.
All right, Jesse, good stuff as always. We'll talk to you and Tony coming up at 5:30. As always, thanks so much.
Thank you, Sam.
That was Jesse Agler joining us on our EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show here on the Padres Radio Network. Again, first pitch coming up at 5:40 here at Petco Park. I think in the first 30 seconds of my broadcast today, I said first pitch at 6:40. Pardon me. Of course, first pitch at 5:40. We do not have an extended 2-hour edition, unfortunately, of our EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show. So again, first pitch is indeed coming up at 5:40 as the Padres try to build on what has been an exceptional start to 2025. Padres come in sitting at 11-3, a perfect 8-0 here at home, and the Padres trying to keep it rolling with left-hander Kyle Hart on the mound. When we come back, we'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt, plus a little bit later, we hear from Jackson Merrill, we hear from Gavin Sheets. Much, much more to do on our EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show. You're tuned in to the Padres Radio Network. Welcome back to the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show. EcoWater SoCal, keeping it soft since 1925. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. First pitch coming up at 5:40 between the Padres and the Colorado Rockies. Padres trying to build on an 11-3 record, best record in baseball entering today. The NL West continues to be just a tremendous division so far in the early part of this season. We'll have a little bit more on that coming up later on. Kyle Hart on the mound for the Padres today. Young right-hander Chase Dolander on the mound for Colorado. Taking a quick look at the Padres lineup today, it looks like this. Fernando Tatis Jr. in right field leading off. Luis Arraez at first base batting second. Manny Machado at third base batting third. Gavin Sheets, the DH, batting cleanup. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop batting fifth. Jose Iglesias batting sixth. The second baseman Jason Hayward in left field batting seventh. Brandon Lockridge in center batting eighth, and Martin Maldonado doing the catching and batting ninth. With all that in mind, let's hear from the Padre manager, Mike Shildt.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Served up by Sin Lee Food, where fresh meets flavor. Find farm fresh produce, bold Asian spices, and gourmet ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard. Sin Lee Food, the cook's Asian resource.
Mike, it's okay. Can we start off with some personal awards that some of your players are going to be getting today? The Silver Slugger for Jackson and Manny. I mean, it's a pretty nice honor. A lot of people may think it's all about the numbers, but it's not. It's actually voted on by the coaches and managers in terms of the impact that those guys can make. And it's a pretty nice honor.
It's a fantastic honor. Anytime you get something from your peers, it typically means more than anything else. And rightfully, those guys were recognized for the Silver Slugger from last year. Jackson, clearly a great year. Manny does what he does. They don't take it for granted. So they'll be celebrated for the game. And I love that, Manny came up to me yesterday, and not to let the cat too far out of the bag, but we're going to have our hitting coaches present the awards. Those are the guys that, with their blood, sweat, and tears, take zero credit. They do their jobs. They do it very well, but thought it's nice for them to be a part of that with Manny and Jackson this afternoon.
That was Manny's idea to do that?
Yeah, very first class.
Okay. Sticking with the offense, we've talked about it multiple times, but it just seems like it's still a great topic. Just how diverse, how balanced your offense is, how many different ways that you've been able to score runs. And last night was another example of that.
Yeah, I mean, we're competing, and it's like I talk about human chess, and there's a lot of different moves on a chessboard. Not that I know because I don't play, but it's from a baseball perspective, there's a lot of different ways to win this game, and you need to have a lot of tools in the toolbox, as one of my mentors would say, and our guys are open to that style of play and have the talent to execute.
And it seems like you've had success against all different types of pitchers as well. I mean, specifically, there's a lot of guys in the league that throw hard up in the zone, and yet you guys have had some pretty good attack approaches against them, and you have another one tonight. Yeah,
the preparation has been very good, very intentional about what we're going to face relative to the opposing pitcher or pitchers. There's a real clear plan of what we're going to do. We work on it, and then we go execute it.
As far as Cal Hart goes, learning experiences for him, I'm sure, here at this level. And what do you think his main takeaway was from his last outing?
We're going to find out. I think he clearly felt like he could have done, one or more things, as far as being in the strike zone to start with. And but I think Kyle's experienced guy. He's got international experience as well, and I'm excited to see him pitch tonight.
Mike, you got him matched up with Martin tonight. Did that just give them a chance to work together the last few days? So.
That's correct. Yeah, I gave him and Martin an opportunity. Day game tomorrow. Get Diaz back there with Michael tomorrow. But just an opportunity for Martin and Kyle to work together the last several days and be ready to compete tonight.
What do you like about playing at Petco Park this season? The record obviously is what it is here. What's been like?
And this is a fantastic arena to play. I mean, it's clearly a home field advantage. I feel like we're playing with our fans. They're with us and support us. They're loud. It really can impose, their will on the other team. It's a real advantage. We love it.
Was Padres manager Mike Shildt earlier today inside the Padres dugout. We'll hear from Mike on our post-game coverage coming up later on this evening. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we get ready for Game 2 of this 3-game series. First pitch coming up at 5:40 here in downtown San Diego. Well, the Padres continue to steal a lot of bases. We certainly saw them apply a lot of pressure via the stolen base, via aggressive base running in last night's win. The Padres now have 22 stolen bases on the year, tied for second most in the major leagues. And how about this? 22 stolen bases, they've been caught only twice. So that's a stolen base percentage of nearly 92%. We'll see if the Padres continue to run wild against right-hander Chase Dollander, the rookie, on the mound for Colorado tonight. Now let's tell you who's hot, who's not. I will give you
which player is locked in at the dish? Who needs to kick things up another notch? This is Who's Hot, Who's Not on the Padres Radio Network.
We take a look at the hot category. Couple of guys to focus on there for the Padres. Xander Bogaerts in the midst of a 6-game hitting streak, 10 for 24 in those 6 games, has his batting average up to .306 on the early season. Manny Machado in the midst of a 6-game hitting streak as well. His last 10 games, he's hitting .366 with 3 doubles, a home run, and 7 runs scored. The not category, we focus on Yuli Gurriel, who's just 2 for 20 to begin his season, but with a right-hander on the mound. Gurriel coming off the bench today. We'll see if Yuli does make an appearance in this game after not playing at all in yesterday's series opener. And that's a quick look at who's hot, who's not, as we walk you up towards first pitch coming up at 5:40. Let's quickly pause for Station ID on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN-FM and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
This is Xander Bogaerts. The Padres play here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And Odyssey Sports Station.
Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. First pitch coming up at 5:40 here in downtown San Diego. Game 2 of this 3-game set against the Colorado Rockies. Everybody having a good time on this Saturday inside the loft. I see a birthday party going on right in front of me. I see the birthday hats, plenty of people enjoying their beers and their mixed drinks in the newly renovated loft. And I think I told you about this during the first homestand, but one of the cool things about the loft now, they still have the pool tables, but they've also added a pinball machine, a Padres-themed pinball machine, and also a Pop-A-Shot in the corner as well. So games to be played, drinks to be consumed, and lots of fun to be had inside the Western Metal Building. Every single night the Padres are here during the 2025 season. Let's take you around the horn, tell you about some of the latest headlines in the major leagues.
Let's examine the most important news and the latest information you need to know in the world of Major League Baseball. Sam Levitt takes you around the horn. Presented by Valley View Casino and Hotel. Get ready for Major League winning when you join Valley View Casino and Hotel's Players Club and receive over $200 in free instant offers. Visit valleyviewcasino.com to learn more today.
Couple of injury notes to tell you about. Yankees putting Marcus Stroman on the 15-day IL earlier today with left knee inflammation. That was 1 day after he gave up 5 runs, got 2 outs in a loss against the Giants. Nationals putting former Padre C.J. Abrams on the 10-day IL earlier today with a right hip flexor strain. A note here that was pretty interesting. Entering today, the Padres, Giants, and Dodgers are the only teams in baseball to have at least 10 wins this season. It's the first time in the divisional era, that's since 1969, that the only 3 teams entering play with 10 or more wins are all in the same division. So ain't that life in the National League West? The West is off to a terrific start. The Padres, Dodgers, and Giants all playing really, really well to start the season. And a quick look at the first place teams in each division entering today. We do this from time to time, take a look at the standings, let you know what's going on as the season rolls along. First time we're doing it this season. Entering today, again, not including the out-of-town scoreboard today. We'll get to that in our next segment. Blue Jays are atop the AL East at 8-6 entering today. The Tigers atop the AL Central at 8-5. Rangers at 9-5. First place in the American League West. In the NL East, the Mets entering today 9-4 atop that division. Milwaukee in the Central 8-6 in first place. And, of course, the Padres entering today sitting at 11-3, a half game up on the Giants and the Dodgers for first place in the National League West. And that's a look at headlines from around the major leagues. When we come back, we'll hear from Jackson Merrill about his Silver Slugger Award that he'll get presented with before tonight's game. We hear from tonight's designated hitter, Gavin Sheets, and much, much more to do as we get ready for first pitch coming up at 5:40 right here on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, gang, it's Woodsy. Ever wanted to drink your shower water? With EcoWater SoCal Smart Filtration, you actually can. Their cutting-edge system.
Our EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. First pitch coming up at 5:40 between the Padres and the Rockies. Left-hander Kyle Hart on the mound for San Diego. Young right-hander Chase Dolander on the mound for Colorado. We'll have a full breakdown of that starting pitching matchup coming up in our next segment. Coming up in the next handful of minutes, we'll hear from Gavin Sheets in a little bit. We'll have our keys to the game, and we have a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard coming your way as well. But first, let's give you the latest injury news.
Who's in? Who's out? This is the Bada Fulkerson Injury Report, presented by San Diego's Bulldog Injury Attorneys, who hope you're never in an accident. But if you are, make Bada Fulkerson the first call you make. Hit them up 24/7 at badafulkerson.com.
Obviously not a great day for injury news yesterday. The Padres placing Jake Cronenworth on the 10-day IL with a rib fracture, non-displaced rib fracture. Still kind of unclear how long Jake is going to be out for, but I'm sure we'll get updates in the weeks to come on Jake Cronenworth. Jackson Merrill, of course, also on the IL with a right hamstring strain, and we'll hear from Jackson in just a moment. But first, let's hear from Mike Shildt. Earlier today, he was asked about what Jackson Merrill is doing right now, as that return date from the IL, when he could come back hypothetically, is not all that far away.
Staying away from swinging anything that's really forcing anything to load bearing or anything that's explosive, even lightly. He's had some pool time. He's doing some stretching, but really pretty low key. And, as we progress, it'll start to ramp up hopefully sooner than later, but we're going to take our time.
So that's the latest on Jackson Merrill. And look, it does make a lot of sense. Hamstrings can be tricky. You don't want a re-aggravation when Jackson comes back, and it is a long, long season. This is only game number 15 of the year. Padres off to a very good start. Jackson Merrill, so important to this team. You certainly understand the caution when it comes to Jackson Merrill and that hamstring. That's a look at the latest injury news for the Padres, obviously missing both Jake Cronenworth and Jackson Merrill right now. Jackson will be recognized before today's game here at Petco Park, along with Manny Machado. Both those guys will be given their 2024 Silver Slugger Awards. Manny winning for third base, Jackson winning for center field. Here was Jackson Merrill inside the Padres clubhouse earlier today talking about that first Silver Slugger.
That's really cool. I think hitting awards are difficult to come by, in my opinion. I think hitting's the hardest thing to do on the planet. So, just a cool honor. But, I would say I'm focused on getting healthy, getting back to the team.
Obviously, a lot of people think that Silver Slugger is based on numbers only, but it's not. It's voted on by the managers and coaches, and it's a subjective thing about the impact that you've made. Does it mean a little bit more knowing that it was actually voted upon by the opponents?
Yeah, I think it's cool to know that your peers think a certain way of you. Like I said, I'm really honored and really fortunate to play with people that think that way. So, thanks to everybody that's making this game as difficult as it is and as fun as it is.
At any point in your career, as you were coming up, did you think you were going to win a Silver Slugger in center field?
I never like to think that way. So, I just play the game the right way, and everything kind of came to me.
You got a trophy room at home that's starting to build up, and have you been thinking about where this one's going to go?
I have no idea. I don't even know. I heard it's kind of big, though, so that's kind of cool. But, no, I got no idea.
How you moving around lately? What's the improvement like for you?
Good, day by day. So, we'll see here in a little bit, but feel good.
So that was Jackson Merrill on that Silver Slugger Award. He'll get presented with tonight. Little update on Jackson on the injury front as well. We'll see what the updates are on Jackson in the days to come. First pitch coming up at 5:40 here at Petco Park. Game 2 of this 3-game set between the Rockies and the Padres. Let's give you our keys to tonight's game.
How will the Padres unlock a win today? These are the keys to the game. Presented by El Centro Motors Ford. Meet your new Ford General Manager, Greg Ryan, now at El Centro Motors Ford, your new Ford truck, Bronco, and SUV HQ. Call Greg directly at 619-944-0774.
Number 1, Fernando in the leadoff spot. Fernando Tatis Jr. returned to the lineup after missing Wednesday's game, and he promptly had a couple of hits and a home run in last night's win. Tatis is now hitting .375 in nearly 50 at-bats on the year, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. At home, he's hitting even better at .433. Bottom line, when Fernando's been healthy, he has been awesome in that leadoff spot, doing more things like he did last night. That's key number 1. Key number 2, something we mentioned in the pregame yesterday, capitalizing with runners in scoring position. Before yesterday, the Padres were batting just .164 with runners in scoring position in their prior 8 games. Yesterday, they were 4 for 7 in those opportunities. So a lot better yesterday. They did exactly what we asked for on the pregame. Do it again here today. That's key number 2, capitalize with RISP. And key number 3, don't let the Rocky bats wake up. The Rockies had just 3 hits last night. They struck out a season high 15 times in last night's game. And by the way, all 3 hits yesterday they had were from one guy, Kyle Farmer. I'm going to have more on him coming up a little bit later. The Rockies offense as a whole right now, it is not good. They're scoring the fewest runs per game in the majors at just more than 3 per game. They have also been brutal on the road as of late. The Rockies offense has been held to 1 or no runs in 4 consecutive road games. We told you yesterday that there were a few guys, even with the struggling offense, to watch out for in this lineup. But the Padres did well against those guys yesterday. Ezekiel Tovar was hitless. Same with Ryan McMahon. Brenton Doyle not in the lineup again today for the Rockies. So at least as a starter, Padres are going to miss him for a second straight day. The point is this. I bring up all those names to say this real thing. The Rockies' offense has not been good. The Padres pitched a 3-hit shutout last night. They don't have to be that dominant again, But don't let this Rockies offense show up today and all of a sudden wake up. This offense has not been good. They've been really, really bad on the road in the last 4 road games. Don't let them wake up today. Bottom line, whether you're Kyle Hart or one of those Padres relievers. And that's a look at our keys to tonight's game. Now let's take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard.
Let's take a trip around the bigs to highlight the scores that matter most with our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Always a hit for grilling.
We take a look at scores from around the major leagues. We have a number of finals already today. Marlins beat the Nationals 7-6 in Miami. White Sox walked off on the Red Sox in the bottom half of the 9th inning, winning that game 3-2. It was Brooks Baldwin, an RBI single in the bottom half of the 9th inning for Chicago. Braves beat the Rays 5-4 in Tampa Bay. Michael Harris II, a 2-run home run in the 9th inning to give Atlanta a lead in that game. A's beat the Mets 3-1 in Sacramento. Orioles beat the Blue Jays 5-4 in Baltimore. Yankees beat the Giants 8-4 in New York. Phillies beat the Cardinals 4-1 in St. Louis. Tigers beat the Twins 4-0 in Minnesota. Spencer Torkelson, a 2-run home run in that game for Detroit. Games going on right now. Guardians 3, Royals 1 in Cleveland in the 8th inning. Reds 4, Pirates 1 in the 7th inning in Cincinnati. Brewers and the Diamondbacks are scoreless in the 1st inning in Arizona. Angels 3, Astros 0 in the 4th inning in Houston. Couple of other games yet to begin aside from this one. Cubs in LA against the Dodgers at 6:10. Ben Brown on the mound for Chicago. Roki Sasaki on the mound for LA. And finally, Rangers in Seattle against the Mariners at 6:40. Brian Wu on the mound for Seattle. Kumar Rocker on the mound for Texas. And that's a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard on a busy Saturday across the major leagues. When we come back, we hear from tonight's DH, Gavin Sheets. We focus on one Rocky you should keep an eye on today, and we have a full breakdown of our starting pitching matchup between Kyle Hart and right-hander Chase Dollander on the mound for Colorado. First pitch coming up at 5:40 right here on the Padres Radio Network.
You're listening to the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame.
EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. First pitch coming up at 5:40 for Game 2 of this three-game set between the Padres and the Colorado Rockies. Padres come in entering today the best record in all of baseball at 11-3. Rockies tied for the worst record in all of baseball at 3-10. But as we know, it's a baseball game here on April 12th. Anything can happen. Hopefully the Padres make it a perfect 9-0 record here at home to begin the season. Fans filing in. Should be a lot of fun tonight here in downtown San Diego. Well, there was a bit of fun inside the Padres clubhouse earlier today as well. When I walked in the clubhouse, the first thing I saw, a couple of guys inside the clubhouse wearing T-shirts that had Gavin Sheets' face on it. And it said on the shirt, now, I want to be careful here because I don't want to get in trouble, okay? But I'll describe it the best I can while staying within my comfortable parameters. The first word on the shirt was holy. The second word on the shirt was Gavin's last name. And the fans have been chanting that at Petco Park when Gavin's done some good things. But it was pretty cool to see Gavin Sheets themed T-shirts inside the clubhouse, multiple teammates wearing it. I talked with Gavin about the T-shirts and about much more earlier today inside the clubhouse. Gavin, first, looking around the clubhouse today, some guys that have T-shirts with your name on it.
Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
No, company sent them out to us and got a package. And obviously, I'm not going to go hand them out, but some guys started seeing them pass around, and then more guys came up to it. So, yeah, it's cool to see them wearing it. It's just, it's fun to see.
Pretty cool camaraderie so far. How would you describe sort of the vibe in this clubhouse as a team, considering the start you've got off to?
Yeah, it's been great. We've been dealing with injuries. We've been battling through that and just haven't really skipped a beat. It's kind of that next man up mentality. And like I said last night, fill a room with a bunch of really good veterans who've been around the game a long time and won for a long time. And, it's kind of what you expect. You bring guys in that are ready for any moment and ready to continue to play good ball.
Gavin, you had the home run late in the game, but that 6-run fifth inning, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it seemed like classic Padres baseball this year, applying pressure, stolen bases, moving runners, RBI singles. How do you feel like that inning in particular characterizes what this offense has been?
Yeah, I mean, their guy was throwing the ball extremely well. And then, we get some guys on, and next thing you know, there's just action all over the place. We're putting pressure on guys. We're doing the little things. We're walking. We're getting extra bases, and then the big hits, the big timely hits. And that's just kind of the way this offense works. And, we're not relying on the long ball or anything like that. Obviously, me and Toddy got one last night, but, that was a very small part of what we did really well last night, and which is just run the bases well, walk, get timely hits, and put a lot of pressure on the team.
We're joined by Padres DH Gavin Sheets as we get ready for tonight's game. You look at your last few days, you go through a couple of offers, then last night you have the home run. How have you felt about not allowing a few offers to turn into a bigger type of skid so far? Because to this point, you've really found ways to stop those mini skids.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just not tinkering with the swing, being confident in the swing, knowing it works, making small adjustments, but we're not making swing adjustments, setup anything like that. So it's just either a timing thing or what pitches are just an effort level, which is really nice. It's a swing I'm confident in and that we put a lot of work into, and now it's just, small adjustments day by day.
Finally, you look at what you did with the White Sox. You did a little bit of everything, certainly played the outfield, also DH'd quite a bit as well. How is it different for you on days you are the DH to make sure you're locked in, staying fresh, things like that?
Yeah, I found a routine, which has been the biggest thing. It's not bouncing around as much, which is nice. Kind of know, hey, if you're the DH, you're the DH, which is nice to know. And you get a routine and something that works, and not bounce around from 15 different roles, which is really nice. And so now I've got a routine and go with it and trust every single day and just stick to it.
Gavin, as always, appreciate the time. Keep up the great work. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
That was Gavin Sheets inside the Padres clubhouse earlier today. Sheets is the DH once again here tonight, batting cleanup, and Gavin did have the home run yesterday. We'll see if he can do something like that again here tonight as we get ready for Game 2 of this three-game set. First pitch coming up at 5:40. Let's tell you what to watch for in tonight's game.
What's the one thing Sam Levitt will be keeping his eye on in today's game? This is What to Watch For. Presented by Genesis Home Improvements, San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company. Save 15% today on a new beginning for your home. Visit GenesisHomeImprovementsSD.com.
What to watch for in tonight's game? We told you a little bit earlier about the Rockies offense. It has not been particularly impressive as of late, really this season as a whole. But what to watch for? The one guy you got to watch out for in this lineup right now, the guy who had 3 hits last night. Rockies had 3 hits in the series opener. They all came from one guy, and his name is Kyle Farmer, back in the lineup today, playing second base and batting second for Colorado. Kyle Farmer is hitting .351 through 37 at-bats, the 8th best batting average in the major leagues to begin the year. His 5 doubles are tied for the 6th most in the National League. So Farmer's been really, really good. Not just last night. Keep an eye on him if you're Kyle Hart. Lefty on righty, kind of guy that could hurt you right now with the way he's swinging the bat. That's what to watch for in today's game, those matchups with Kyle Farmer, because he has been very good for the Rockies lineup so far in 2025. Speaking of Kyle Hart, let's dive into our starting pitching matchup between Hart and right-hander Chase Dollander.
Let's take a look at who's on the bump today with our starting pitching preview on the Padres Radio Network.
Mound for the Padres, left-hander Kyle Hart, 32 years old, 2 starts with San Diego so far. He's had very mixed results. First start against the Guardians, he went 5 innings, 2 earned runs given up, 2 solo home runs allowed. Second start against the Cubs in Chicago, got 2 outs through 39 pitches, walked 4, and ultimately allowed 5 earned runs. It was not a great second start at all. No Rockies player has ever seen Kyle Hart in the major league, so that could be an advantage tonight for Kyle. Pitch mix for Kyle Hart so far this season: a sweeper, a changeup, a 4-seam fastball, a sinker, and he'll also mix in the slider as well. Meanwhile, on the mound for Colorado, right-hander Chase Dollander, 23 years old, 9th overall pick in 2023 from the University of Tennessee. He was the SEC Pitcher of the Year in 2022, ranked as the Rockies' top prospect according to MLB.com. His first major league start last Sunday against the A's after he opened the season with a start at AAA. Against the A's in his major league debut, 5 innings, 4 earned runs given up, 7 hits. He allowed 2 home runs. He walked 1 and struck out 6. He was really good in the minor leagues, a 2.58 ERA in 24 minor league starts combined. And the arsenal for Dollander: 4-seam fastball, cutter, curveball, and a changeup. He sits in the upper 90s with that heater. And that's a full look at our starting pitching matchup between Chase Dollander and Kyle Hart. As always, we appreciate you listening to the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show. EcoWater SoCal, keeping it soft since 1925. Your water should be perfect. Padres come in best record in Major League Baseball at the start of the day at 11-3. Padres are also a perfect 8-0 here at home. It's the first time the Padres have ever started 8-0 in their home ballpark. So we'll see tonight if the Padres can keep it rolling, if they can keep this pitching staff doing what they've been doing. This offense has been electric as of late, and we'll see if the Padres can pick up another win in Game 2 of this 3-game set against Colorado. When we come back, Jesse Agler, Tony Gwynn Jr. have the full starting lineups, first pitch, and all the play-by-play. I'll talk to you on our post-game coverage. You're listening to your home for San Diego Padres baseball, 97.3 The Fan, and the Padres Radio Network. Enjoy the game, everybody.